with the arm of the side that he is stretching, he's going to go into maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation, and then he's going to bring the arm behind the level of the coronal plane, so behind the midline. From here, what he wants to do is go into extension of the cervical spine, then he's going to...
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and today I'm joined by Michael from One Body, and today we're going to be teaching you how to be your own therapist by demonstrating the top 5 myofascial stretching exercises for neck pain. And we don't want to waste your time, so let's go ahead and get on with the exercises.
The first myofascial stretching exercise for neck pain is going to be for the Levator Scapulae muscle, and this particular myofascial stretching exercise, we're going to be doing a modification from the full out stretch because a lot of people find it very, very difficult to get into it. But for this one right over here, we're going to be in a kneeling position. If you can't be on your knees, then you can modify it even further by going into a seated position. But Michael, I'm going to have him in his knees. He wants to go into retroversion of the pelvis, flat lumbar spine, flat thoracic. His chin is going to be tucked in, crown of the head is up toward the sky. Then for this one right over here, with the arm of the side that we are stretching, you want the arm into maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation, and then the arm straight up to the sky. And then with the non-working arm, Michael is going to do the same thing, extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation, and then he's going to go into adduction by bringing the arm across the midline. From here, Michael is going to, while keeping his chin tucked in, flex the neck at the cervical spine, and then what he wants to do is contralateral flexion by flexing his neck away from the side that he is stretching, and then contralateral rotation by looking away from the side that he is stretching. So he's going to look down toward the ground, and that is the myofascial stretching exercise for the Levator Scapulae muscle. The second myofascial stretching exercise for neck pain is going to be for the Sternocleidomastoid muscle. For this exercise right over here, once again, we are in a kneeling position. A couple little differences for this one. We want to go into anteversion of the pelvis. We want to go into anteversion, but we don't want to go into extension of the lumbar spine. So go into as much anteversion as possible without losing the flatness of the lumbar spine. We also want to maintain a flat thoracic spine. The chin, that's going to be tucked in. For this one right over here, what we want to do, first thing, Michael is going to, with the side that he is not stretching, he's going to use that arm, and he is going to pin the base of the sternocleidomastoid muscle right at the manubrium and the clavicle. He's going to pin the fascia, and then he's going to pull it down. From there, with the arm of the side that he is stretching, he's going to go into maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation, and then he's going to bring the arm behind the level of the coronal plane, so behind the midline. From here, what he wants to do is go into extension of the cervical spine, then he's going to do contralateral flexion by bringing his neck away from the side that he's stretching, and then ipsilateral rotation by looking toward the side that he is stretching. And that is the myofascial stretching exercise for the sternocleidomastoid muscle. The third myofascial stretching exercise for neck pain is going to be for the anterior scalene. For this one, once again, we are in a kneeling position. We want to maintain anteversion of the pelvis without going into extension of the lumbar spine. We want a flat lumbar, flat thoracic. The chin is going to be tucked in. Crown of the head is pushing up toward the sky. For this one, because it attaches to the first rib, Michael is going to take his non-working arm. He's going to pin his first rib, and he's going to pull the fascia down. Then from this position right over here, with the opposite arm, Michael's going to go into maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation, and then he's going to bring the arm behind the line of the coronal plane. From there, what Michael wants to do is go into extension of the cervical spine. He's then going to go into contralateral flexion by flexing away from the side that he is stretching. Away from the side, Michael? Yeah, we're going into contralateral flexion. And then ipsilateral rotation by looking toward the side that he is stretching. And that is the myofascial stretching exercise for the anterior scalene. Next, the fourth myofascial stretching exercise for neck pain is going to be for the middle scalene. This one is almost identical to the myofascial stretch that we did for the anterior scalene. The only difference is we are not doing any rotation at all at the cervical spine, but we have anteversion of the pelvis without going into extension of the lumbar spine, flat thoracic, chin tucked in, crown of the head up, pinning the first rib with the opposite arm. With the ipsilateral arm, maximum extension of elbow and wrist. He's going to go into maximum external rotation, extension beyond the level of the coronal plane, and then at the cervical spine, Michael's going to go into extension of the cervical spine, and then contralateral flexion of the cervical spine. And that is the myofascial stretching exercise for the middle scalene. And then last, the fifth and final myofascial stretching exercise for neck pain is going to be for the longus colli muscle. For the longus colli, this one, again in a kneeling position, we want to go back into retroversion of the pelvis for this one. Flat lumbar, flat thoracic. His chin is going to be tucked in. He's going to push his crown up toward the ceiling. Then for this one right over here, what we want to do is with the side that we are stretching, we're going to go into maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of the shoulder, and I'm going to have Michael place his arm right up toward the sky so he's in level with the coronal plane, bicep in line with the ear. With the opposite arm, he's going to project it forward, so maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation, rotation. He's pressing the palm forward. For this one, we want to go into extension at the cervical spine. He's going to go into contralateral flexion by flexing away, and then he wants to go into ipsilateral rotation by looking toward the side that he is stretching. And one final thing is we want to induce frontalization of the scapula by imagining that he's trying to push his scapula out and away from his body. And that is the myofascial stretching exercise for the longus colli muscle.
And there you have it. Those were the top 5 myofascial stretching exercises for neck pain. If you have neck pain, go ahead and give those exercises a try and let us know what you guys thought. And then if you're a therapist who treats patients with neck pain, then you could also prescribe them to your patients. But if you have any questions, go ahead and ask your questions down in the comment section. And then this September on the 18th, we're going to be doing a seminar on all of these exercises and a whole lot more. So if you have neck pain, or if you're a therapist who treats patients with neck pain, that's definitely something that you're going to want to check out. Again, September the 18th. This coming week, we're going to be uploading the ELDOA exercises for neck pain. That's going to be dropping this Tuesday at 2 p.m. So be out on the lookout for that. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so we know to keep making these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as we will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you again tomorrow.